Hello and welcome back to the Pattern Core Sports Show presented by Prospect Apparel. Today we are back with another event breakdown. As you guys know, I'm trying to do these as much as I can. Last week, it was a fun card. I didn't really get many predictions right. I got Hernandez wrong. I think I got the two heavyweight fights right. I got the main event wrong. Erin Blanchfield is amazing. She's going to be a great test to Valentina. But that's a video for another time. So let's focus on this one. And as I'm speaking here, I just got a notification on my phone. Brao Komodo, Curtis Blades versus Sergey Pavlovich has been announced April 22nd, main event. That's a great fight. But focusing on this card now, because I've wasted a minute of your time. Nikita Krylov, Ryan Spann is your main event. It's a light heavyweight fight. Krylov coming off a very impressive win against Özdemir at UFC 280. He obviously beat Gustafsson as well at UFC London in July. I don't put that in his most impressive wins because Gustafsson is in the latter part of his career. Well, Ryan Spann's coming off of a very impressive knockout over Dominic Reyes. Obviously, Reyes on a bit of a skid, but you knock someone out with a jab like that. That is amazing. That is an amazing finish. And Ryan Spann saying he doesn't train or he didn't train a lot before his previous fights is insane to me. I'm not sure if I believe it. Gotta talk to Saif Saud on that one. I personally don't think Saif Saud would allow a fighter to go into a fight. But there's a few things for me. Nikita Krylov, I think he's super well-rounded. Really good everywhere. Ryan Spann, great stand-up, good guillotine. But I don't know, I'm not high on Ryan Spann. Obviously, you look at the stats here. Ryan Spann, the taller man, has a 1.5 inch reach edge, but those are minimal in a light heavyweight fight. Krylov's 6'3". He's tall, he's big, and he's strong. He's strong like an ox. What he was doing to Özdemir was so impressive. He was hurting him bad. Krylov I think is coming into his own now. He's number 6. I think he's a champion waiting to happen because he's number 6. He's only 30 years old, which is crazy because he's been in the sport so long. I think he's a champion waiting to happen, and that's why I'm picking him, man. I think he knocks out Ryan Spann inside one round. And Ryan Spann, all respect to him, I think he is really great or really good. But I don't think he's ready for the elite of the division yet. And I believe he's quite young. I'm not sure Ryan Spann's exact age, but he's young-ish. Krylov is young and so good. And I think, he comes in here. If he knocks out Ryan Spann, he puts himself in the title conversation. And light heavyweight is so weird with their thing because you have Blachowicz. I would love to see Blachowicz versus Krylov. I believe they fought before, but it was a close fight. I would love to see Krylov versus Ankalaev as well. Krylov has fought everyone and went to a split decision with Glover Teixeira when Glover Teixeira was the guy coming up the division. So I think Krylov is really good, and I'm really high on him, and that's why I'm picking him. I think he knocks out Ryan Spann. All respect to Ryan Spann. I think he is really good, as I said before, but I think it's too early for him. Coming off of a win over guys on a skid, as much as Dominic Reyes in his come up was also really good and arguably beat John Jones. Yeah, I'm going with Krylov. I think he finishes him inside one. Ryan Spann, if he wants to win, it would also have to be inside one, and he'd have to catch him with something. Maybe catch him with a quick shot like he did Reyes, but I think Krylov has a better chin and better defense than him, so I don't think he gets put out by a jab, but who knows? The sport is so wild. I've got most of my main event picks wrong this year. I'm not a reliable guy. I think I got Strickland right. Nearly got Volkanovski sort of right. I thought he won the decision, but that, again, is a conversation for another time. I did get Moreno right on the title fight, but yeah, I'm not good with main events. These main events this year have been pretty solid. And we've got some great ones coming up in March, and those are hard fights to pick, man. But yeah, Krylov, first round TKO, KO. I don't know which way it's going, but it's a Krylov knockout. I don't know whether it's now out cold or a TKO. Moving on to this next fight, another fight between prospects. I mean, Brendan Allen recently has been really impressive, submitting Jotko last time out. I believe that was so impressive. Um, Went to war with Malkoun. I mean, Malkoun is a specialist when it comes to wrestling, doesn't have much else to offer. So, if Muniz can get Brendan Allen down early, he can definitely find a submission. But Brendan Allen is not an easy guy to submit. And I think Brendan Allen is really, really good. Um, Muniz, very good submissions. Attacks his submissions a little too much and doesn't really set them up. And we saw that against Uriah Hall. Kind of maybe tired himself out a little bit attacking the submissions. And then later on, I mean, he kind of lay on Uriah Hall, which by all means, that's the recipe to beat Uriah Hall. Obviously, retired now, but that was the recipe because he was so dangerous on the feet. Get him down to the mat. That was the recipe to beat Uriah Hall. In all respect to Muniz, I mean, he got the job done. It was impressive. The first guy to submit Jacare Souza, granted Souza being old, Souza, however you want to say it. I don't think Muniz has the best gas tank in the world. And that's why if Brendan Allen can stop the early shots or get up from the early shots, kind of similar to how I talked about Makhachev and Volkanovski, and I was right in a regard. But if Brendan Allen can get up or stop the takedowns, he's going to win this fight. And he's going to, I'm picking him. I'm picking Brendan Allen by unanimous decision. I think he takes it to Muniz, man. Muniz is really good and he's young, but yeah, I'm going with Brendan Allen. And I'm pretty confident in this pick, but as I said before, you never know. So I'm going with Brendan Allen, but Muniz is still very good. Moving on to a heavyweight battle. I like the fun heavyweight battles in the UFC. Augusto Sakai is on the wrong end of a lot of knockouts lately. Taito Ivasa, Sergey Spivak last time out dominated him. Jairzinho Rosenstruik, I want to say Overeem, and it was like a late career Overeem, so not the best loss to take in a fight maybe he should have won to progress up the division. I believe he's unranked now. Augusto Sakai, he used to be ranked and he was being called out because he was seen as an easier fight in this. Dontel Mays, good fighter. Not the best heavyweight we've ever seen. I mean, last time out, lost to Hamdi Abdel Wahab. Hamdi is now tested positive for steroids and he is out for 2 years. So, granted, now a no contest, no longer a loss. 10-4, 15-5. Honestly, this fight could go either way. I'm not high on Sakai though, so that's why I'm taking Dontel Mays by TKO in the second round. But it's not confident. But I'm not confident in either of these guys winning. Um, I mean, yeah, Dontel Mays second round TKO is where my head's at, and I feel bad for Sakai because he's lost a lot on the bounce. Like especially now, I think it's 4, 5 in a row, maybe 4 by knockout in a row. So it's tough for him, but the game's the game. The game's a game, and Dontel Mays. I mean, granted, he puts himself in that top 15 conversation. Maybe fight with Chris Daukaus because Chris Daukaus has to rebuild. I would be interested in that if he wins. But yeah, that's where my head's at on this one. No confident pick in this one, but that's where my head's at. The return of Tatiana Suarez, amazing grappler. I mean, she was crushing it. She knocked out Carla Esparza. She was dominating everyone, and I mean everyone. Montal de la Rosa, I don't think she's all that. I mean, I'm not high on her at all. I don't think many people are. I think this is a setup fight for Tatiana to come back after 4 years out. And that's why I'm just going to straight up say it. Tatiana Suarez, I'm going to say a third round submission. I think she submits Montella De La Rosa. But yeah, that would, if I was betting, this would be my most confident bet. I believe Tatiana's sitting at minus 700 favorite. I'm not a betting guy, but I believe that those were the odds said on the Anik and Florian podcast. So check their podcast out. That's not Um, yeah, check that one out. Tatiana Suarez, third round submission. That's where my head's at. But I'd love to see where your head's at on this one because this, I mean, for all these fights. But moving on to the next one, Mike Malone versus Johan Lainez. I'm not exactly sure how to say his name. The Battle of the Canadians. Mike Malone last time out knocking out Mickey Gall. Um, I mean, yeah, I don't think Lainez is that great. I mean, he got knocked out by I believe Gabe Green and then barely won a split decision. I can't remember who he nearly lost to, but he lost that fight. But it is what it is, right? You can't change it. Mike Malone, I mean, last time out was a little bit shaky, but he got the he got the flat out knockout, and that was really impressive. I think he got dazed once or twice, but yeah, I'm going with Mike Malone TKO round 2. That's where my head's at on these fights. I'd love to see what you think. Obviously, it's another 12-minute video. If you've made it to the end of this video of me rambling about fights, thank you so much for watching. Shout out to Prospect Power for sponsoring this video. They're really great. Nathaniel Wood hopefully comes back soon, obviously out of his Lerone Murphy fight. Yeah, it's a great clothing brand. I mean, they have everything you want from compression gear, normal t-shirts, hats. I mean, I have the hat here right behind me, right here. There you go. You can get yourself a Prospect Apparel cap, no problem. You can use code 25DEAL to get 25% off. I mean, it's a great clothing brand. I highly recommend it. But yeah, see you in the next one. I've got interview dropping later this week. I'm not gonna say the name because it'll probably be out day after this video. So keep an eye on that, and also check out Combat Sports UK. I've got an interview dropping over there sometime soon, filming that on Friday. So thank you so much for watching, and enjoy the fights on Saturday.